Last time out on our Spurs DOF save, we were going quite well in the league. 12 games in, and the team had found itself second in the league. Unbeaten so far, they were a point off Manchester United at the top. A long way to go, but going okay in the league. Slightly worse, actually, in the Champions League, where we found ourselves, where was it, 25th? Out of the 36, but there's a long way to go in the Champions League too. We were performing well with Will Still at the helm as our head coach, and we'd just beaten Liverpool in our live com game. We were looking ahead to the end of this season. Our aim, of course, is to win the Champions League and to win the league as well. A double in Will Still's, in our final season at the club, I should say, is kind of what we're looking for here. This team, with this many superstars in it, is going strong, but can he convert that into a league title and a Champions League win? In today's episode, we're going to go all the way up until January. The window will open. We'll talk about some business that we may or may not do, depending on the finances, and we'll look ahead to the second half of our final season here at Spurs. There's a lot to catch you up on, so I feel like we should jump into it. Come on. Hello, and welcome back to the Spurs DOF Save, episode number 15, and welcome to January the 1st, 2027, where we sit top of the league. They're smashing it. Will Still is smashing it. From the last episode, we were a point behind Manchester United. We've turned it around completely in the next 10 games to now have an 8-point lead at the top. We are flying at the moment, which is just glorious to see. Will Still has got them purring. We're in a great place. We've got half a season to go here to aim for this Champions League. I'm going to show you all of the games we played, some highlights from those. We're going to talk about the end of this season. We're going to talk about some transfer stuff. We'll talk about all of that too. But first, before I say all of that, can I just say thank you to everyone who's subscribed recently. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe, because I'm aiming for 45,000 subscribers, 50k. Imagine we hit that milestone soon. It's an exciting time in this save because we've got half a season to go. Then we're going to move clubs. Make sure you subscribe so you can join me on that journey as well. But thank you so much to everyone who has done so already. Keep the comments coming. Keep the likes going on the videos too. It really, really is massively appreciated. Let's have a look at these results so far in this save then. Since last episode, where it was this game here with Liverpool, we beat them 1-0. It was that own goal from Arakovic, who not actually a player that I'm too familiar with. He's worth a lot of money in this save here. 25 Serbian defender, not tall enough for me. Not enough green attributes for me, but I guess he does look pretty good. Not good enough to keep us out though. Scored an own goal, and then from there, have a look at the run that we've been on. Some Champions League games in there, some huge Premier League games in there, beating City 3-0, for example. Camavinga, França, and James Ward-Prowse. França, by the way, did sign that new contract. He's down to just a measly £230,000 per week now, so we basically got him cheap. But I mean, what a player he actually is. He can play on this left-hand side. I didn't quite realise, and I kind of forget, because I think he's more of a midfielder. I forget how quick he is. He's got 16 acceleration, 16 pace, 16 dribbling. He's a great winger if we want him to be that, but he's more naturally a central midfielder. He's a great option to have in the club. Maybe one of our best players. Just looking at his attributes, maybe one of our best players, and we signed him for £16 million. I mean, go and have a look at him in your save and just see, can you pick him up? He does want big wages. That's the caveat, I suppose, but he's been really effective for us this year. 6 goals in 17 appearances. 1 assist, 3 player of the matches. He's got himself 7 goals all comps, 7.19 average rating. Been really, really good for us in there. He scored in the City 3-0 win. Then it was a win against Bournemouth. Then it was a good win against Atletico Madrid, 2-0. Let's have a look at these goals, because I do like to show you some of the highlights. Remember, in the Champions League, we were down in 25th out of 36 teams in the league stage. We're still not in the automatic qualifying spots, but I've got high hopes that we're going to get there. These were the goals. It was Rafael Leao with the first one just before the hour mark. It was actually an assist by França as well. Let's see it. It was a ball into midfield. Here's França who picks it up and he just slips it through, does he? There's the run from Leao. Leao, I feel, has gone to another level, by the way. That's a good finish into that far corner. He scored the first goal, and then the second one to seal the win against Atletico Madrid. Again, showing our credentials a little bit, was Victor Osimhen. He's got himself a few more appearances since last episode. Remember, it was Harry Kane starting up front. Kane's in midfield at this point here. It's Timber down the right, deflects back. Osimhen's on hand. Timber, by the way, has played a few more games at right back since last episode. So Will Still is definitely mixing it up. If I show you some of the, maybe some team sheets as we go through these. After that, we did lose our 1 loss of the season so far to Southampton. I mean, I'll show you the match stats here. Not sure it was deserved, but maybe it was. We had 18 shots. XG was quite close, actually. It was Correa and De La Fuente. Quite an interesting Southampton team there, actually. Some big names. Lavia's still there. I did look at him. I asked Will Still for some suggestions for players to sign. Romeo Lavia was one of those players that he did suggest. I really like him, both in game and in real life. I don't think he's quite of the quality that we've got. We've got Camavinga, for example, so maybe not quite there, but was one of the ones that he did suggest. We lost to them 2-0. How are they going in the league, actually, Southampton? Because they were relegated. Remember, we picked up James Ward-Prowse for like 16 million when we got him. They're 11th, so they're doing okay. Down at the bottom is Forest, Watford and Bournemouth. Forest are on 7 points from 21 games. Not amazing from them. Liverpool down in 5th, look. It's Newcastle in 3rd. I'm keeping an eye on these teams because we are looking about which team we're going to go to next. I don't think we'll stay in the Prem, though. I feel like that's just the wrong thing to do. If you're going to jump ship, you go elsewhere, don't you? Either to the Championship or, I think, preferably, we talked about it last time looking at Valencia, preferably abroad is that's my preference at the moment anyway. Then it was a 4-0 win against Brighton and a 4-0 win away from home against Palace too. And then a 2-1 win at home to FC Bayern. We're a good Champions League team and it has improved our situation. That was the most recent Champions League game, I do believe. Yeah, it was. We find ourselves now up in 9th. We are joint on points with a team that is 8th, which is Barcelona. There are, I think, how many games left in the group stage here? There's 2 games left in the group stage. If we win both of them, I reckon we get ourselves into this top 8 and we qualify automatically. That's what I'm hoping we do at least anyway. The games that we've got left are Atalanta and Frankfurt, both away from home, potentially quite tricky, both in January actually, which I'm going to go and play these games in today's episode so that I can show you how they go. I like to do that for a January in case there's any transfer business that we do, in case something happens significant, which it could do here because as we just move through to the rest of these games here, after some wins against West Ham, Villa, Leeds, Watford, a draw against United, not the end of the world, they're really good this year, and then a win against Leicester. We've got ourselves, after that win against Villa, where Sesko scores the winner in the 90th minute, we've got ourselves into a Carabao Cup semi-final. Again, 2 legs against Newcastle. If we win that, we'd have another cup final to play and another chance at some silverware, which is exactly what we want to do, isn't it? So yeah, that's where we're currently at. These are the results, some really good ones in there. Let's have a look at the most recent game so I can show you the team that is being played, not necessarily most frequently because he does switch it up, but just to give you a bit of a flavour of what he is doing. Costa the keeper, Porro and Udogie as fullbacks. Sometimes this is Timber, sometimes Timber is playing in this midfield too. We've got Romero and Silva. Silva, I feel like has gone to another level. He's really started to develop as a centre-back and he's played in quite a few of the most recent games I was seeing as well. Look, he is, starting more often than not in these games here. Coming off towards the hour mark, you'd probably say, but is starting as one of our starting centre-backs. So has he replaced Romero as our first choice centre-back? I guess not, because Romero's played on the left-hand side of defence here, but either way, that's a slight change in the way that this team is going. We've got Enzo playing DLP with, well, I say DLP, the defensive midfield spot. Bellingham and Kane in front of him. France are playing off either wing, really. I think this was just to rest Pino, who is looking pretty good as far as a player in FM is looking. He's wanted by Bayern Munich, Juventus and Real Madrid. Just 24. Pino should improve from here as well. What a player we have on our hands. 48 million that's cost us. Could go to 80. I imagine it will at some point. And speaking of those future fees where we pay for players in installments, it's kind of bit us quite heavily recently. It was expected, but we've spent a lot on Sesko and a few other players, meaning I don't even want to show you this, meaning we're in a lot of debt. 130 million pounds is currently the balance. We've been here before. Last season, we got it down to 157. The season before that, 132. But we are struggling with the balance at the moment. A few of those clauses were paid or installments were paid. Our transfer debt has actually gone down from 200 million to 174 million. But the net debt, at 1.2 billion. I think it'll be fine. And does it matter if we leave the club at the end of the season? I suppose I like to keep it fairly realistic. We will recover and do better than this. We're going to win the league and hopefully we win the Champions League too. And we will pay off a lot of those players. The spending has calmed down, I think, more recently. If I show you here, look, 106 million in, 110 million out. And then 82 million in, 153 million out. Like, we are actually making some money. The first couple of seasons, that was not the case. 281 million and 301 million. But more recently, we have sort of calmed down on the spending quite a lot. This recent one, we spent 4 million net profit for the transfer window, and the season before that we actually made quite a big profit with the sales of Highland and Basuma and Christiansen. So I know, I mean, I feel like I'm just having to explain myself a lot with that, but I think it's going to be, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. That sounds convincing, doesn't it? Anyway, let's have a look at this team so I can show you some of the player stats on here. Costa always starts every game. Still wanted, by the way. Juventus looking at him. If he does get a big bid, his value is now at 73 million pounds. I think, did I set that? I did. What's his actual organic value? Down at 48 million, which seems a little bit low, actually. Our values are way lower than other teams' players. I was looking at just on a player search, and the values of our players way lower than others. I don't think that's his contract as well, although he does actually only have a year and a half left, so maybe it is time to give him a new contract to keep him here. Or do we sell him and go and get my favorite American goalkeeper Matthew Colon in, who is still looking unbelievably good? Actually, as he develops, is he just getting more and more worth that 84 million pound price tag? I guess it doesn't matter. We're not going to sign him in January, and if we move on to another club, maybe he's somebody to keep an eye on there instead. And can we pick him up and build our team? Can you build a team around a goalkeeper? Maybe you could, but 84 million is becoming more and more of a bargain, actually. He's only on 25k a week as well. I'm really surprised that other teams aren't looking at him, because that potential is outrageous. What are his cons? Not very consistent. So maybe it's that. Also, his adaptability is not too great, meaning he's struggling to adapt, although he's American in Germany. There are a few Americans in Germany, aren't there? Just something to keep an eye on, I suppose. Costa is the first choice goalkeeper, though. I just did a quick pick here of the best 11. It's put Timber in at right back, Romero and Bastoni in, but we are seeing that there are a lot more recent appearances for Antonio Silva. Just 8 starts, but a lot of them, it was like the last 8 games, basically. So I'm going to put him in there at the moment. Adoji's still left back. This midfield can swap around Bellingham there, maybe Camavinga there. Kane has played in midfield a lot. He's played as striker a lot as well, actually, to show you. You see, look, it's kind of switching between the two. Advanced playmaker in the last game, striker in the 3 games before that, then midfield for 2 games. So he's kind of flipping between the two when it's either Osman up front or Kane up front in this team. Other midfielders that are playing off the bench every game, Ward-Prowse with the experience. 12 starts for Enzo Fernandez as well. He's wanted by Leipzig. His values come down quite a lot as well, actually. He's got two and a half years left, so not really a contract thing for him. Maybe just a lack of game time, although he still played 12 times. France has played loads in different positions. Let me show you where he's been playing. Look, he's been playing on the right hand side. He's been playing in midfield. He's been playing, I feel like he's played on the left and the right. Look, didn't play for a while here, but he was injured. Look, so he came back. When he's fit, he is usually playing Matheus França. He's a big player for us. And then other players too, like Porro on this side here, Pino on the right, Leao on the left. I did bring in the young Frenchman who has not started a single game, and I don't like these downward arrows, but hasn't started a single game. 3 sub appearances for him for the 37 million. Not sure he's quite living up to that price tag, but still very young. Hopefully develops. I don't like the way his attributes are kind of going downwards though, but he's not been needed. Do I loan him to give him some game time? Likewise, do I loan out a Wono who's only played 3 appearances and is too good to just be languishing? I wonder if that's the thing to do in January. Shall I loan him out? I'm going to decide what I do with him as I go and play the rest of these games. But yeah, this is the situation. Any other questions, by the way, please ask me them in the comments down below. I'm happy to, and I quite like doing this, jumping onto the save file, and I can reply to you with some screenshots like Gaiazzo's and show you what's going on in the save if you have any questions about it. I know that I can't talk about everything, but I like to try and update you as much as possible on the save, right? Marco Pinto, that signing in the summer as well. Looks like he's going to develop lovely, but hasn't really played too many times. 5 sub appearances from him. Just show you the rest of the stats here. Goals wise, Leao's got 8. I said I think he's gone to a new level. Maybe just because of his star rating now is 4.5 stars. He is so good, Rafael Leao. He's on 300k a week. I've offered him, if I can go to here, I've offered him a new contract on 230k a week as well, to bring that weekly wage down a little bit as well, hopefully. And he seems to have accepted that, so keep that in mind as well, that he is now on 300k a week. But the wages at this club are pretty absurd. A lot of people on over 100k a week. In fact, most people on over 100k a week. I mean, we've got the money to... I mean, I was going to say we've got the money to spend on it, but we do have the wage budget to spend on it. The board are giving me the budget. I'm going to spend it, aren't I? That's my job, right? We've got these guys as well. I was just looking, just to talk you through some transfer business right now. I'm bringing in a few more coaches so that hopefully our goalkeeping coaching goes to yellow here. I might try and get a new recruitment analyst as well so that we want this to all be yellow. I mean, you're an FM player. You want this to all be yellow, the best in the league, don't you? So I'm trying to fix that. I also saw that Florian Wirtz is going out of contract in the summer. So I've offered him a contract. We might be moving on, but I feel like if he goes on a free, you try and get him. He's just really, really good. We don't even play with a cam, but maybe you use him in midfield. Still only 23. I think he's worth picking up on a free transfer. So I've made him a contract offer, and that's it really for transfer stuff. We've got Ezcura joining in the summer. Has he played any games for Bilbao? He's played 13 times. So he's actually making first team appearances at the ripe old age of 17. So he is one for the future. For sure, definitely one for the future. Also wanted to show you as well something to talk about and think about in this January window. In fact, I think I'm going to go and do it now. Ulysses Chavez Carretera, we talked about him in a recent episode about being this bright star that is up and coming. He's kind of struggled at Fulham in the Championship on loan. He's only started 4 times for them. He scored 3 goals, not a great average rating. That's in the Championship too. I just wonder if it's not the best place for him because of Mitrovic being way too good for the Championship himself. He is scoring a load of goals, look. Do we recall Chavez, Carretero, and get him a loan to a different team? I kind of feel like I should. It's now January, so I can recall him. I'm actually going to do it right now. Let's try and find him a more suitable loan. Maybe to the Championship, maybe to a team abroad, but somewhere where he's actually going to play football matches and from the start and hopefully develop. He does have upwards arrows, but I'm a little bit worried that we might waste him if he's not starting games where he wasn't starting games at Fulham. So I've recalled him. I'm also going to look at loans for Awono and a few other players in this team. Players like Bataro maybe could go on loan. Maybe Martalotta, barely played, does have loan interest. If they've not got into the team so far this season, I might loan them out and risk it for the rest. It might come back to bite us, but I feel like we need to try and develop these players. Or should I just be really selfish and keep them here and not play them, especially as we're leaving? I'm not sure. I'm going to think about it. I'm going to go from this point here to the end of January. These are the games we're going to keep an eye on over the course of January. Brentford, Newcastle, home and away in the Carabao Cup. Fleetwood in the FA Cup as we enter that competition. In the league, we've got Norwich and Leeds and Wolves. Leeds at home, Norwich and Wolves away, and then Frankfurt and Atalanta in the Champions League. So a few different competitions to make some progress in, hopefully. I will see you on deadline day in January, and hopefully we're still top of the league, and hopefully we're going through in the Champions League as well. I'll see you then. Okay, so we're back, and January then has been completed, and we've done all right. Let me show you the results then from this January period where we've played in all of the competitions, I think, actually. Carabao Cup, FA Cup, Premier League, and the Champions League. All 4 of those competitions we were in action in. The first game of January was this one here with Brentford. Let's click into it. Let's have a look at the teams that are being picked for these as well, because there's some really interesting calls here from Will Still over the course of the month. One of the big ones we'll come into is Benjamin Sesko, who scores a lot of goals off the bench, you'll notice. He scores one here, look, in a 3-0 win. It starts with Osimhen up front, but Sesko coming on and scoring, that becomes a bit of a theme, and actually he plays himself into the team, it would seem, by the end of the month, which I think is quite a big development, actually. We won this one 3-0 pretty comfortably. Pino, Osimhen, and then Sesko with the goals. They are 3 of our main threats, actually, in terms of goal scoring. Kane is there too, Leao there, of course, as well. Timber played as a DM in this one, but we were dominant, won it easily. Next one, I mean, talking about dominant, Newcastle, semi-final of the Carabao Cup. We won our home leg in this 2-legged affair, 4-0. Very dominant. Adoji, Osimhen, and then Enzo Fernandez with the late goal there. Again, Sesko came in off the bench in this one as well. First team squad very much picked in this one. Kane on the left-hand side, Fernandez on the right-hand side of our midfield too there, with Camavinga in behind. Bear that in mind when we're seeing Kane play in different positions, aren't we? Next one, this is a really fun one. We beat Fleetwood in the FA Cup, but look at the team that was picked. It is a real change, actually. Some of the young players are being picked in this one, and they did okay in a 2-0 win away from home at Fleetwood. Of course, Fleetwood are in... What league are Fleetwood in? They are in... Let's check it. They are down in League One. which you'd expect us to beat them, but with the change team, sometimes FM can be a bit funny. We edged through, I say edged through, we came through with a 2-0 win. It was Chavez Carretero leading the line, and you might be thinking, hang on a minute, wasn't Carretero out on loan at Fulham? Yeah, he was. I've decided to recall him. As I mentioned, in fact, you saw me recall him in the last part of this episode, didn't you? I've come to realise since then that he can't sign for another club, because if I go to send him to another club, let's try and send him to our affiliate club, it says he would exceed the maximum number of clubs he can play for in a season. So slight misunderstanding from me there. Didn't quite see that one coming, but I have made him available for the under-21s, and he's going to hopefully get some game time here. He wasn't starting for Fulham, so I think actually bringing him back isn't the worst thing anyway. He's seems to have some up arrows now, which is quite nice. And you may have noticed as well, if I just come back into that, you may have noticed that we've got an affiliate club now, QPR. I did want to see whether I could send some of these players on loans when they weren't having interest. There was no interest in Chavez Carretero, probably because they know that they couldn't sign him, the AI clubs, because he's played for too many teams. I did wonder if I basically, with no interest, I was like, well, let's get an affiliate club and then I can try and send him there. We've got QPR, who are in League One. He, of course, we just saw there that he can't go there, but I did wonder if we do sign some youngsters, maybe it'd be good to have an affiliate club. We had none, so we've got QPR in, who are down in League One at the moment. And yeah, continuing from there, we had the 2-0 win against Fleetwood. Then it was the home, or the away leg, sorry, of the Newcastle two-legged semi-final. We lost this one 2-1, but it's enough really to go through. Osman scored. Rafael starting on the right-hand side in this one, I think is quite fun. Pinto started too. Martellotto starting in this one. Those guys played in the other game. I think Chavez Carretero couldn't play in this one because he was cup-tied, because he played for Fulham. Otherwise, he might have been in this team, I think. Joe and Rafael, though, no appearances up until this point. Has played now twice. Once in the league, actually, as well. When did he play in the league? That must be in one of these other games as well, which we'll have a look at. We went through 5-2 on aggregate. We're through to the final of the Carabao Cup again. I think that's 3 finals in a row. Is it? At least 2 in a row. Because did we win it last year? Was it last year we won that one? I think it was, right? We won it before anyway, didn't we? We beat Liverpool in a final. Or was that the FA Cup? Maybe. Have we ever won the Carabao Cup? I'm confusing myself by going back. Let's go back to here. Carabao Cup this season. Let's look at the former winners. We did win it. Not last season, the season before. I think that was Peruzzi that won it. I seem to remember. I'm not sure. Anyway, we are in the final again. We are playing Manchester City, so it won't be easy. But at Wembley, a chance for another bit of silverware. So we'll keep an eye on that. Not sure I'll include it in the next episode, but I will show you what happens in it. I think the next episode probably will be at the end of this season, because with these results that we're looking at now, a 3-0 win against Norwich, comfortable. Porro, Kane and Osman. Kane starting, I think, in midfield in this one. Pino Bellingham playing that left wing thing again. We saw him do that before, which is a bit odd, but I don't mind. I guess that's because we don't have that many options, and we do have loads of midfield options, don't we? We won it 3-0 though. Atalanta, Champions League, 4-2 win. Let's click into this one and have a look at the team for this one. Osman. We're talking about Sesko. Was this a game? No, Sesko didn't come off the bench to score here. Did he come off the bench at all in this one? No, he didn't. I want to come back to that. Osman, though, did score himself a goal. Camavinga, Bellingham and Leao. Good away win at Atalanta, meaning we needed just one more result in the Champions League to go through. We actually ended up drawing our last game and squeaking our way through automatically in the Champions League. We've qualified 8th of the league phase, which means we go straight through to the round of 16, missing out this playoff round, the playoff round which will have Liverpool in it and Real Madrid and PSG and Dortmund and some really good teams in this. We've gone straight through with like Porto and Arsenal and Chelsea and Inter and Leipzig. So Bayern Munich topped the league phase, but I'm quite happy to have gone through it. Saves us one round of fixtures and we're straight through to the round of 16. Remember, the big aim for this season is to win that Champions League, isn't it? So getting straight through to the round of 16 is a good thing. The last things to show you in terms of results over this January were a 3-0 or 3-1 win over Leeds. Osman, Pino, França. Was this a game that he started Sesko in? No, Osman, of course, started because he scored in the first minute here. Quite comfortable. Sesko not getting his goal, but did come off the bench, I think. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Okay, but actually, no, I think he was injured, actually. He picked up a knot. We've got a few injuries I need to show you as well. Some big ones that are going to miss the Carabao Cup final, which could be a real shame, couldn't it? But Osman scoring the goal. França played left wing in this one. Timber really has this DM spot all to himself, doesn't he? Which is a bit of a surprise, actually, but there we go. Other than that, though, let's just move through to the final game, which was against Wolves. And this is the one that I wanted to show you because Benjamin Sesko started up front in this game. Osman was on the bench and didn't get brought on. This is where I think there may have been a slight change of guard. I'm not quite sure, but Sesko did score our goal after Enzo Fernandez was sent off. And then they did equalise with Rodriguez. Who is this? Jonathan Rodriguez equalised for them. Bit annoying that we dropped some points, but not the end of the world, because if I show you the Premier League table, we're 11 points clear of Manchester United in second. It's Newcastle third. If they win both their games, would they go? They go to 54, so they'd still be in third. We are kind of running away with it at the moment. 11 points with 12 games to go. Shouldn't be too long before we can confirm another league title. Back-to-back league titles, which is pretty impressive. Through in the Champions League, into the Carabao Cup final. We've got Stoke in the FA Cup fourth round. All things are going pretty well. And if I show you the team, I've picked the best 11 here. I can show you some of the injuries and things too. There's a couple of transfer things to update you on as well. But if I show you some of the stats in here, we've got, let me just sort those. We've got Osman still leading the line. He looks unbelievable. But we've got loads of appearances coming from Sesko, who has now got 7 goals in 5 starts. Those two are not that far away from one another, I do believe. Also, France, we looked at before. I won't go through these in too much detail because we kind of did that earlier in the episode. But just wanted to show you some of the things like Leao, who is out for 3 to 6 weeks with a dislocated shoulder. I've sent him to a specialist. Jurien Timber, who has been sent to a specialist as well for knee ligaments. He's gone, doesn't say specialist, but he's got out for 3 to 6 weeks too. Fernandez just got sent off. I've got a loan bid for Escobar. Cannot loan out Carretero. Did loan out, that's the in terms of transfers, by the way. Did also loan out Martelotta, who's gone to Vigo, Celta Vigo, for the rest of the season. Didn't really play, so he's gone to play some, hopefully, first-team football there. Has he played a game yet for them? He has not yet. Hopefully that's not because they didn't pick him. But no, okay, they've not had a game yet since he's been there, which is fine. I've also loaned out Sylvain Awono, the big Cameroonian prospect in our team. He's actually, I think, playing left back, but he's gone to Wolves in the Premier League and is actually being picked for them. Look, the past 3 games, he has played at left back for them. Didn't play against us because he was ineligible, of course, but is a first choice for Wolves in the Premier League, which should be really good game time for him. So hopefully he makes the most of that and can turn into a real player. That's all we've done because transfer budget wise, we've not got a lot. I've given some new contracts to a couple of players. I gave the new contract that you saw before to Leao. He is now on 230k a week. I gave a new contract also to Adoji. He's on 150k a week. Just tying up 1 or 2 players. I am wondering about, if I just sort these, we've got Kane going out of contract in the summer. Don't know what to do with him. Should I give him another year? I did talk to him about another year, but he wanted like 250k a week. So I was like, no, to be honest. So if that comes down, maybe. Ward-Prowse is also going. Do need to give Jude Bellingham another one. I've just realised he's got 2028. So these 3, Costa and Escobar, probably need new ones. Oh, so that was the other one that I did give actually. Awono, he's out on loan. Awono did get a new 5-year deal as well after he'd gone out on loan to Wolves. So that was a big one. I think Jude Bellingham might be the next one I need to look at. Hopefully he doesn't go much higher than... Do you know what? Let's have a look at it. He's on 220k a week. I reckon he might want a lot of money. 300 to 400k. I mean, he is worth it, but can we keep this down somehow? 275. It's actually not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Maybe if we can keep this down to 230, give him slightly more for appearances. Give him a little... I mean, he's got 10% already. Give him that, maybe. Can I keep this down to this amount? No, he really does want more. 240? And give him a little bit more in those. Maybe a bit more of his if he doesn't play, I don't mind paying him because he plays every game. 240. It's not the worst. It's still a little bit of a pay rise, but I think that's... I mean, he is Jude Bellingham. I think that's okay. That's the situation, I think. I'll go back to the team to show you. That's the situation right now. I don't think there's too much more to update you on. I'm going to go and play the rest of this season. We're going to go and find out how we finish our season here at Spurs for our final season at Spurs. I think one thing I actually do want to do is before we go, let's go and have a look at the Spanish First Division and see, are Valencia still in the lookout or on the lookout for a manager? I think they've appointed Xabi Alonso. I think they've got a new manager there. If I go to teams that are potentially looking for a new manager then, if I go into job security, we do need to start looking for a team to take over. We've got Fiorentina insecure. These guys here, can I highlight these? I don't think I can I? No. But from Australia up, these teams are insecure. Fiorentina are in an interesting proposition. Forest might be going back down, so that is a rebuild. Valladolid, maybe that's none of those really jumping out. I mean, Portsmouth in the Championship is quite a fun one, actually. Maybe that's something to look at. I guess what we're going to have to do is wait until the end of the season and see which jobs are available and apply for them like you usually would as a manager, and we'll go from there. I think at the moment, if it was out of these teams, I think Fiorentina would be our next stop. They're 12th in Serie A. They've got Divock Origi. That'd probably be the choice right now, but we'll see where things stand at the end of the season. And at the end of the season is where I'm going to go to next. Next episode, that's where we'll start. Thank you so much for watching today. If you still enjoy this series, thank you so much for still being here. I love and I'm so appreciative of all of the support. Please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And if you want to support even more, then you can go and become a Claytreon member and pay a certain amount of money per month, and it really, really does support me. Thank you so much to the current Claytreon members. Your name will be at the end of this video. Enjoy that. I'll see you very soon. Have a lovely rest of your day. Bye-bye.